I wouldn't be surprised right now if the comms are very much, guys, slow this one down. You can see Potter is popping off right now because it feels like EG, they lose a player, but they don't cancel the hit. They just want to go fast off of it, and they want to, you know, try and make up for some of the mistakes prior, but a little bit too hot-blooded, I feel like, in terms of the play so far from EG, not willing to slow down that pace.
And I think that that would be really beneficial against Talon too, because Talon want to get aggressive. If you give them the space, they're going to make enough mistakes for you to capitalize. So Talon putting a heavy emphasis on A lobby here. We're going to see another one of these clashes, and Garnet's been so good for the early op kill.
This time trying to take the fight right down into short. It's going to be spotted out by that knife. The dash is active. Obviously won't be able to use it again.
Not going for an early peek.
No, maybe waiting until his dash, yeah. So now he can actually use it. So this is the timing he wants to try and take. Smoke to drop it off, and still he doesn't want to give up the angle, but does manage to at least escape with his life. There was a paranoia sent down to push off that angle.
4 defenders on A.
Yeah, this is a massive over-rotation, isn't it?
Boostio's kind of got the rest of the map in terms of utility. Sorry, Sushi Boys has kind of got the rest of the map in terms of information. And to be honest, BCJ hasn't really been that active on the lurk role, so I don't think they're too worried about it. And look at that.
TP across
great information for Cruz.
Yeah, he's going to be seeing, okay, there's no players over on that particular section of the map. Guys, it's probably leaning towards this A hit. Boostio does have the lockdown to try and get them into position.
Double face.
He wanted to use it. Oh my goodness. And still the fight continues. Not willing to give them an inch. Still EG, both players cutting across the angle with a TP from BCJ, but again, it's going to require a miracle. 25 seconds remaining. No more TP available to him. Still just about narrowly escapes that one angle. Garnet's the jump peak. Does he spot it up close? He does. Good discipline from them and backing away. Time running low. The call is made just to save the rifle. BCJ does have enough to spend into the next one. Gonna aim to do some damage, but I feel like you should just be saving in that scenario.
Yeah, the money's gonna definitely be getting tight here. Talon's defensive rotations looking gorgeous. Reading EG completely there. And it was slow. I mean, coming out of the back of the EG timeout, after whatever Potter said, they absolutely slowed the pace. But the big problem is they never created a threat elsewhere on the map.
No, there was never a tell that they could have been going C or B or anywhere else.
Just one piece of utility. And again, actually, that's where a lot of teams are using the Sova drone for misdirection.
Yeah.
And instead, this EG comp is playing very face up.
So Talon not getting punished for that over-rotation. It's a bit different though, so trying to take control subtly through A. That's a stun and a fault line though, re-clearance. There really just wasn't too much else off the back of that one, but still BCJ falling now.
But that's all the info. They know exactly where these players are. They've got to be garage and B.
Yeah, it's going to make it really, really difficult. In fact, all the space was taken up by Talon. They're holding this long angle. Jorgamo, oh, he was watching it, the updraft play. Still the double face, the double swing. Util now being used forwards and needs to be a bit more behind this one, but Cruz just leaving it and just completely unaware that there could be another player. Why not? I suppose they would have been swinging with them in the first place. And again, Ethan just trying to make a risky play, trying to swing into the spawn, but that was a full investment by EG, really. Buying up into that round to just try and get over that hurdle, try and get past that 11th round that they've got, but all it's resulted in now is an even scoreline.
And while it might feel like similar tales to the first half with the defending team dominating the score, I actually feel that the way we're getting to this spot is very different. Talon were having big executes to get in on the site, but then failing the post plants. For EG, they're having difficulty even getting onto the plant. They're losing players 2, sometimes 3 before they even get the plant down. In that situation, they don't control C long. It's awkward for EG from the beginning of the round to the end. At least Talon were getting the execute portion correct, even though Evil Genius's retakes were working. So I've got to agree with this second EG timeout. I mean, Potter's popping off again.
We're just not seeing enough layers to the EG plan on their attack side, at least to give them enough backup plans in case one section goes wrong.
And this was my concern with EG after watching their first series, actually, is that the set plays look beautiful, but that on-the-fly calling, the mid-rounding, the overall IGLing coming out from Boostio seemed like it needed a bit more time. Like it was still a very new team that hadn't quite figured out the layers that you need to be able to get deep in a tournament. And this is getting close. EG maybe even considering going for some kind of force, but I think the best option here is just to play it safe. Oh, they are going for it.
Yeah, they're going for it. I mean, Jorgamo's one away from the knife, so I suppose that's the justification, but my goodness, what a call to make. Because you're on a precipice here. I mean, you're investing almost everything into this round. If you lose this one, it's going to be map point for Talon, and your money is just going to be in the bin.
Yep. This is for the map.
Such an important round. How does this begin?
No utility used for EG towards A lobby.
No.
So Talon immediately rotate off A. They're getting the read on EG in the first 10 seconds.
It's a massive read as well. I mean, Garnis has got that operator as well to just hold that line of sight angle into A. So again, you're seeing a bit of the weaknesses of EG's comp, not being able to re-clear into A. And it does allow Talon to commit their entirety of their team essentially towards B. And this is just looking all over the place. Util being used one after the other. The Crews again. It's on that high ground angle. It's all going to be down to Boostio. And they need a miracle right now. There's 55 seconds. A lot of time to play within this round, but it's going to be almost impossible to isolate just singular fights. The spike has been dropped into such an awkward position, and this wall so spammable. Boostio almost falling from that, down to 66 health. The reposition looks his way across, flash over the top, and he just can't quite catch the angle.
12 rounds for Talon. What a comeback. Unbelievable scenes. And they are in a position of being enormous favorites in the final round. They know exactly where EG are going.
Yeah.
EG's game plan there was to create some level of diversion in Garage and try and get a free plant down for Jorgamo. He gets his knives online, dashes away. You know, you can see the play, but Talon have read it completely and utterly.
Not enough layers to it.
And got to give credit to Cruz too. This is his first couple of matches IGLing on the big stage. And he's got such a great read on EG.
Operator purchase again. Well, at least Garnet's maybe carrying the previous one into the round. There was a flash to try and push him back off that angle, but he still has that dash. Nice seeing it enabled. A bit of a panic jump, potentially. I don't think he intended to do that one. And while all this is happening, EG have managed to take a lot of control up towards A long. Is there anything to try and stop them in their tracks? A flash to push through the box. That actually is a team flash. I think Jimbo's trying to, again, relieve that pressure, but no one has cleared this corner. A smoke to try and cut up the side. Hom just trying to contact through. What a shot by Garnets.
He's back in!
And he's back in. He just wants to take the fight to them, disrespecting the lockdown.
He's everywhere!
He will be detained in the end. And lockdown out of position, he is taken out. TP forwards. It is so scrappy. The 2v2, but now the defenders locked down. This is going to give them a lot of space to work with. Talon, they can take their time with this one. BCJ, this is such a risky play.
I thought he was going to ego it with his ult. He gets out just in time.
Backs away, but this post plant needs to be perfect, and he's just trying to get on the line. It's all down to Ethan. The stun, it rocks the line, a side angle, still half on the defuse, and tries to go for the wider swing, but it is found for Talon Esports. 13-11 will be the scoreline for map number 1.
Beautiful comeback from the Pacific team. And it's looking like the Alpha bracket might be Americas on one side, Pacific on the other. Still more of this series to go, and the teams separated by a thread. But my word, what a performance.